I think the ultimate question of life is often, how do I be happy? There's a lot of opportunity to grow from asking yourself, how can I be happy? How can I make others happy? What's the key to happiness? So today, I wanted to share my own little keys to happiness, I guess. I don't know. I've noticed a lot that people who are chronically unhappy, people who are unhappy, they're always damning themselves to be unhappy. They're always telling themselves that they'll never feel better. They're doomed to feel this way forever. Nothing's ever gonna change, and this is how it's gonna be forever. And I'd first like to say, you don't know that. You're not able to see all the way into the future. You don't know if you're always gonna feel like this. Sure, it feels like it'll be forever. That's completely valid. I completely understand that. But you don't know that it's going to be like that forever, you know? I find that when you have a pattern of thinking that's negative like that, it's incredibly difficult to get out of it. So if you're always thinking like that, you will feel that way forever. And I don't mean that to be discouraging in the least, not at all. What I'm trying to get across is, when you're thinking negatively like that, when you're like actively having a moment where you're like, oh my god, everything's going to be bad forever and nothing's ever going to change, stop. Think to yourself for a second and say, why am I feeling like that? What has brought this feeling front and center? What event has brought this feeling front and center? And then you think about whatever it is, acknowledge it, and say, okay, I'm allowed to feel this way right now, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to feel this way forever. It sounds like really stupid, but just yesterday, a friend of mine told me that she was watching one of my videos and that it was something she really needed to hear, and she was very happy that she watched it. And knowing that, I can't describe the feeling. I love helping people. I love being able to touch a part of someone's soul. You know what I'm saying? I delight in the fact that I have the power to help somebody not feel alone, or to help somebody feel heard, to help somebody feel like there's a little light at the end of the tunnel. Because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I've been through that tunnel. I know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And being able to use my words to help somebody else realize that same thing, even just help them feel a little less sad or mad or bad or whatever. It's so amazing. There's so much happiness to be found in making other people happy. And I think that's really underrated. I'm a huge advocate for self-care. I mean, like the typical take a bath, treat yourself to something nice. It really does make you feel better, even if it's just for a little bit. It's nice to have little things to look forward to like that. There are some days where you just need to say, oh, you know what? I can't be superhuman today. I need to take some time for myself. And that's okay. Everybody in the world deserves a little bit of time for themselves. And you're not excluded from that. Even if you think that you don't deserve to have a self-care day, I promise you, you deserve to have a self-care day. The fact that you don't think you deserve to have a self-care day is like prime example as to why you do deserve a self-care day. So, take 10 minutes of every day to take care of yourself, to have a nice healthy snack and some water or some tea, and to sit and relax for a second and say, you know what? Things are going to be okay. They might not be okay right now, but they will be okay in the future. Another thing is, don't look to feel bad. I know that there are people who the first thing they do when they wake up is like check to see, am I depressed today? Do I feel bad today? And more often than not, if you look for something, you'll find it. Try starting to practice not checking. Don't check to see if you're depressed today. Some days you're going to be depressed no matter what. You're going to be down throughout the day no matter what. That's fine, you know? That's life. But don't wake up and immediately condemn yourself to a day of being down. Don't sweat the small stuff. You know, sometimes we spend so many hours just fretting about tiny, tiny little things. And while that is valid, you know, sometimes you do need to sweat the small stuff. But we should all be more mindful about these small things. It's really beneficial to like stop and be like, hey, is this actually incredibly detrimental to my health or others' health right now? Or am I just kind of like really upset about it? If you are really upset about it, that's fine. I get like that. There are tons of little things that I get really upset about. But you need to take the time to really weigh the values of that situation, you know? You only have so much time in the day, and I don't think that you should spend most of your day being upset about little things. It's really important to take good care of your body. People don't really realize how much like having a balanced, healthy diet and, you know, staying hydrated and getting enough sleep and exercising every now and then really does help you feel better. Sometimes I've felt like really, really gross and horrible, and I do some light exercise, and then you know what? I feel better. I really do. I feel better after I exercise sometimes. I'm not saying that you need to become the next CrossFit athlete or anything like that, but we really gotta take care of ourselves, you know? This is the only body that you get. So why are you gonna treat it like trash? My last and most important tip: when you look at yourself in the mirror, when you look at your own reflection, smile. When you look in the mirror, smile at yourself. When you catch your own eyes in a window, smile at yourself. It sounds stupid. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I read somewhere that the brain responds to you smiling at yourself the same way it would respond to a stranger on the street smiling at you. And it's honestly a little bit of kindness to just smile at yourself. It really does help your self-confidence and your emotional well-being to take those 2 seconds. You know? Most people, if you watch a lot of people, when they look at themselves in the mirror, they don't smile, you know? That's why it sounds so weird. It sounds so weird to look at yourself and smile. What are you, crazy? What are you, big weirdo? Okay. But I really cannot stress enough, if you only take one piece of advice from this whole video, please, please, please take the piece of advice of smiling at yourself in the mirror. It helps so much. I promise. Smiling at yourself is the biggest thing I could ever give you to help you be happy. What are your tips to be happy? What are your tips for happiness? You know, we're all struggling. It's the eternal struggle of life, perhaps. So, I'd really like to hear your opinions and your advice, you know? We can all learn something from one another, I think. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.